Now is former New York City Mayor, the leader of the president's private legal team, Rudy Giuliani. Mr. Mayor, it's great to see you again.
Always great to see you,
Thank you so much for joining us. So explain what went on here. A lot of people feel like last night when you spoke with Hannity, it was a bombshell that you said, yes, in fact, the president did pay this, and this has nothing to do with campaign finance. Explain.
Well, it was only a bombshell in the sense that it blew up their case. I mean, this whole case began as a illegal campaign contribution. $130,000 must have been campaign funds. They go after, they invade Cohen's office as a lawyer. Disgraceful. I do not know how they could put their signatures on that affidavit, but they do. They invade it because of this issue about the 130 and a couple other things. And they don't bother to tell you, because they don't have any honor, that their whole case is falling apart. So we want to get it out of the way. The money was paid by Michael Cohen in October of 2016. Of course, he didn't talk to the presidential candidate then, because the man wouldn't have even remembered. I wouldn't remember if you talked to me then. I was with him 24 hours a day. After it was over, there was the opportunity to reimburse. And the president reimbursed him out of non-campaign contribution money, private money, his money. And he did it over a course of 2017. But it was mixed in with a couple of other things that have nothing to do with them or anybody else, just things that a lawyer would take care of for his client. You know, a lot of lawyers make out checks for their clients for millions of dollars. And remember, I don't want to say this in any kind of demeaning way,
right?
But $135,000, when he put $100 million in his campaign, it's hardly the biggest check that he wrote.
Could it be that when the president was asked about this on Air Force One, and he said, "Look, I don't know. You're going to have to ask my lawyer. I don't know anything about it." He didn't realize that they could actually tie it to campaign finance, and that would be that would be.
That's a very good question, Maria, because this was never about the campaign. It's about personal reputation. The money wasn't paid to help the campaign or hurt the campaign. The money was paid because of the embarrassment in an allegation like this.
Right.
And people pay that kind of money even when it's not true. In fact, sometimes they pay it when it's not true, even more than when it's true, because it's so unfair.
So the president had this one-night stand and then
wanted to... No, he did not.
He did not.
He says no. She said no. She said no in a letter that they had a one-night stand.
So then why did he pay? So then why did he pay the money? Because she was
because would Tom Brokaw have paid it if he had kept his reputation? Did other people pay money like this?
He just wanted her to go away. He didn't want to admit it because he was embarrassed.
Yeah, how many people have done that? I'm a lawyer. I have settled cases for people that are innocent, for people that are partially innocent, and for people that are guilty. It's equally damaging. It's more damaging to the person who's innocent because nobody ever forgets it.
So was it more important for you to just get the campaign finance issue off the table? Did you convince the president, look, Mr. President,
I'd have to convince
forget about the embarrassment of it. Just suck it up and admit you paid? Is that what you said?
But how many times do you have to go back to your checkbook to see what, you forget, did I make that contribution? Didn't I make it? Was it $2,000, $5,000? Did I take it from this account or that account? If you have to speak off the cuff, you're going to say, well, I did it from here or I did it from there. Now we have the records. We can see exactly what it was. Now they should drop it.
Will they drop it? I mean, you said a couple of weeks ago when you were first joining the president, you said this is going to go away in a couple of weeks.
No, I thought we'd get the agreement in a couple of weeks. I don't think the investigation.
Because apparently people in the Mueller team were chuckling. They said this is not going away.
Well, I mean, someday they have to go away. They've been there for a year, haven't gotten anything yet. I mean, someday they have to go bye-bye. I mean, it's not a permanent prosecutor.
Well, how do you ensure that? I mean, that's what I'm talking about, Mr. Mayor. I mean, let's face it. This has been front and center and sort of hanging over this president the entire year.
When you look at the misconduct involved in this, where the only crimes committed are by the investigators or their supervisors, largely their supervisors. When you look at the leaking by Comey, when you look at the invading of an attorney's office, when you look at putting out those 49 questions, the Attorney General should step in and say, this is a disgraceful exercise in injustice, and therefore, as a Department of Justice, this investigation should be dismissed.
In fact,
and Mueller should volunteer that.